hear me? And they're not answering, so I don't think they can. Okay, I'll talk as loud as I can. I want to thank you for inviting us to come and talk about ornamental grasses tonight. It's our favorite subject, and we love to come to Eugene. We always have a great time. Tonight was no exception. I want to thank you for being such wonderful hosts and making us feel so welcome. So everyone, well, first of all, before I start, I'd like to introduce two people. One, first is Larry, my husband, who is my partner at the nursery, and my son Travis, who is going to be videotaping the presentation tonight. Travis is the guru of all of the tech things, and so he's putting a blog for us up on the internet, and he wanted to do some video clips, so that's what he's going to be doing tonight. So thank you for indulging us in that, and thank you, Travis, for all your hard work. Now, the blog name is designingwithgrasses.com, and he's been working really hard for the last couple of weeks getting it up and running. And so if you want to log on, you can see a virtual tour of our nursery as well as our gardens. There'll be information about grasses and a grass newsletter and that sort of thing. So I think it'll be really a fun thing to interact. So log on and let us know what you think. Well, so many people, when they come to the nursery, will say, how did you get started in ornamental grasses? Because it's kind of a funny specialty to have. And it was really quite by accident. About 1995 or so, in the fall, I went to a nursery and bought a miscanthus. And I put it in the backyard, and all winter long, it looked so fantastic. It had structure, it moved, it had great seed heads. It was cover for the birds, and I thought, I've got to know more about these ornamental grasses. So I took a few classes, read a lot of books, and Larry and I decided that we would buy an acre and a half in West Salem, which looked like the perfect ideal spot for raising grasses. And that was 10 years ago. So the first thing I did was call up an expert and ask him what grasses I needed. And when he told me I needed miscanthus, pennisetum, calamugrosa, I never remembered those names. It's just too hard. But you know, once you live with them and they get to be your babies, you do learn their names. And with every year, there's more cultivars coming out, and so it makes it very interesting to just stay on top of everything that's happening in the grass world. There are a few attributes. How many of you, first of all, have grasses in your yards? Oh my gosh, practically all of you. Well, that's great. Well, what I want to talk about briefly, and just as an overview, I want to talk a little bit about why you want to plant grasses in your garden, and then how to choose the proper grasses for your garden. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the different grass families and what they like and what's so great about them. And then I'll talk about the care and maintenance of grasses, because that's always a big question. You know, when do I cut them down? Do I cut them down? How to plant them, how to divide them, some really nifty little tips on how to divide them. And then we'll open it up for questions. So first of all,
Excuse me, would you like to use it?
oh, thank you.
See if it works.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I like a lollipop. Okay. The attributes that I like most about grasses are the fact that they're so diverse. You can find grasses that are an inch tall to 16 feet in one season. The textures are so varied, from the very, very fine, tactile Mexican feathergrass to the really spiky, coarse pampas grass or rhododendron, if you're familiar with that one. And also the forms. You can find any form that you're looking for, from the very low moundy type grasses, taller arching grasses, very upright. So depending on what you want to use it for, the form is important. Also, the colors of the foliage. As you can tell tonight, we've got a lot of interest in fall foliage. But just normally, grasses have a very diverse color range, from the very pretty blues, lime greens, the rust-colored grasses, and then all the variegations in between. So a lot of different colors. But one of the things we kind of overlook in the grass, in selecting a grass, is the fact that they have great motion. They have great movement in the garden. So in the winter months, when things are looking a little bleak outside, you look outside and here's this wonderful seed head just weaving in the wind. And I had a couple of questions tonight about the wind. Actually, the grasses love the wind, hence wind answer. they don't seem to, the wind doesn't seem to damage the seed heads. So they're very, very good in the wind. So movement, and after a freeze, if the grasses are deciduous, after a freeze, the leaves turn a little bit papery. So you also get the rustling sound with the wind, which is very nice. Seasonal interest is so wonderful with grasses. And I'm going to talk about the different types of grasses, cool season and warm season. But the different colors in the autumn are amazing. There's also the cool season grasses come up, like this one comes up a very, very bright lime green. Actually, this is evergreen, so it stays green, but the new growth is very lime green. But the seasonal interest, what I like about it is the seed heads. If you get up early in the morning right now and go outside and catch the dew on the seed heads of Pennisetum, it's like they captured all of the little diamonds during the night, and they're in between all the little hairs on the inflorescence, and they're just magical, absolutely beautiful. The same thing is true with frost. If you go out and look at the frost on the seed heads, it's just absolutely magnificent. And I have to say too, each little inflorescence is, on all of the varieties, are different. So you can walk out and see so many different forms all in your garden. And if you plant them so that the seed heads are backlit by the sun, either as the sun comes up or the sun goes down, it's just, you just cannot believe the intricacies of the inflorescence, the little tiny hairs and the beautiful little florets. So, be sure that you get up close and really examine them. Another thing that I find in the garden is when people are walking down the paths in our display garden, they're very tactile. People reach out and grab them and pat them and touch them. And so plant something that is very tactile next to your path, so that when you go down that path, you can enjoy how they feel as well. And another thing I'd like to say about grasses is they're readily available. You can find grasses most everywhere for sale. So it isn't like they're very difficult and hard to find. You can find a myriad of grasses for sale. And the cool thing is you only have to mow them once. We'll talk about that later.